Marvel Ultimate Alliance, released on October 24th, 2006, the spiritual successor to the X-Men Legends franchise, was a hit, earning a healthy amount of favorable reviews and a number of awards. This led to a sequel a couple years later, a port on the PS4 and Xbox One, and not too long ago, an announcement of a third installment in the franchise, with Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. Justice League Heroes, released on October 17th, 2006, just a week before Marvel Ultimate Alliance, yet this one is left in the dust, forgotten about, and often considered as the cheap knockoff of Marvel Ultimate Alliance, despite being released a week prior. Why is that? Fundamentally, Justice League Heroes shouldn't be a bad game. After all, mechanically speaking, these games are really similar. Both are top-down dungeon crawling style beat-em-ups with light RPG elements. And from a combat standpoint, I actually think that Justice League Heroes feels a bit better, with melee moves having more of an impact and some really fun and creative uses of powers, especially with Green Lantern and the Flash. But I'd still say that Marvel Ultimate Alliance is still the better experience, and it comes down to one reason: confidence. Marvel Ultimate Alliance knows full well the universe that it has on its fingertips, and this is evident just seconds into the opening cinematic.
Doom, I'll have your head for this.
I love how Fury delivers that line. Doom. I know who Doom is, you know who Doom is, and brother, we are in for some Doom. But fear not, because where there are villains, heroes follow shortly behind.
Request immediate assistance.
Captain America, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Thor make their grand entrance. And this is before the MCU was even a thing, so characters like Cap and Thor, no one really gives a crap about. Mainstream audiences at least. But even so, that doesn't bother them. They make their presence be felt. Captain America being a fearless leader spouting orders.
Thor, take care of those gunships. Spider-Man, draw them towards the stern.
Sure thing.
Thor laying down his immense power.
Soulless machine! How dare you strike the son of Odin!
Spider-Man delivering quips as he takes down his foes.
Excuse me, is this the ferry to Staten Island?
And Wolverine being Wolverine. There's so much personality in this opening cutscene, setting the stage for what's to come.
What are you girls looking at?
Let's see what the opening cinematic to Justice League Heroes looks like.
Zatanna, mistress of magic. John Jones, the shape-shifting Martian manhunter. Green Lantern, galactic law enforcement officer. Flash, the fastest man alive.
Ugh, don't just rattle off names and tell me why they're cool. Show me why they're cool. And I'm not saying everything needs to be on the level of a Blur Studios produced cinematic. It's about having style and groove. Here, it's nothing but close-ups and awkward angles that are just not interesting to look at. But at least we have Ron Perlman as Batman.
You know, I'm kind of a big deal in this town, and don't think it'd be good if people knew I was a furry.
Truly, you are the world's greatest detective.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance's confidence is not only prevalent in its cutscenes, but just about everywhere else. It's no secret that both of these games' combat can be clunky and repetitive, so having the right substance is the key to keeping the player engaged throughout the ride. This is something that Marvel Ultimate Alliance takes advantage of with their vast universe. Just a couple minutes into the first level, you encounter Scorpion as a mini-boss. Shortly after, Bullseye, then Winter Soldier and Radioactive Man, Crimson Dynamo, names that don't mean much to mainstream audiences, but the dialogue presented evokes the feeling that you're slapped in the middle of this universe with an extensive lore that this game embraces and displays in its full glory. What does Justice League Heroes have outside of their main bosses? Big Robot. In Marvel Ultimate Alliance, when you defeat a boss, they'll drop loot that's a recognizable piece of equipment tied to a character. Winter Soldier's bionic arm, the white ring of the Mandarin. In Justice League, you pick up energy orbs. Marvel Ultimate Alliance has hub worlds of iconic locations like Stark Tower and the Sanctum Sanctorum, where you get to interact with a bunch of characters and learn obscure facts about their comic book history. And there's a frickin' trivia quiz minigame. Justice League Heroes has generic research facility, subway level, generic underground facility. Let me hang out in the Batcave and talk smack with Alfred. Let me pet some of Superman's weird aliens in the Fortress of Solitude, even though the whole point is that no one is supposed to be there. The Justice League Watchtower is constantly being shown in cutscenes, but you never get to hang out in it. This especially would have been a great place to interact with a bunch of other Justice League members, regardless if they were playable or not. Which brings me to the elephant in the room, the cast. Justice League Heroes has a respectable cast. The big names are here. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, yada yada yada. I don't really give a shit about Zatanna, but I digress. I don't like the idea they have to spend in-game points to unlock characters like Aquaman and Green Arrow. It makes them feel like an afterthought, and should have just been part of the original cast of playable characters. In Justice League Heroes, you're limited to 2 heroes at a time, which, no big deal. To be honest, in Marvel Ultimate Alliance, I would sometimes lose track of the action when there were 20 things going on at once. So keeping it limited to 2 heroes at a time helps keep the action more focused. I would actually play solo in Marvel Ultimate Alliance, just for fun. Call me weird.
I bet I could take Doom all on my own.
But more importantly, you can't choose who you want to play as in Justice League Heroes, outside of 2 or 3 levels, which is a huge detriment when compared to Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Picking your team is where the magic happens. Marvel Ultimate Alliance introduced me to characters I've never seen before. Deadpool, Miss Marvel, who the hell is this Moon Knight guy? Join the party! Assembling your team and going on these grandiose adventures makes you feel like a kid playing with a bunch of action figures. It sounds super corny, but you can see that Marvel Ultimate Alliance was made with love. But you know what's one thing that Justice League Heroes has that Marvel Ultimate Alliance doesn't? Sick cape physics. Marvel Ultimate Alliance has these super stiff, frozen in place capes. Not Justice League Heroes. Look at that cape flow in the wind. I mean, the cape physics are so good, they even show them off in the loading screens. With Marvel Ultimate Alliance making a comeback this year, I hope that the Justice League get a chance to redeem themselves with a game of their own this year as well. Well anyway, if you want to see more videos based on comic book video games, don't forget to subscribe. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.